Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another family home, and this time it's part of a brand new mini series called 7 Days of Base Game. I'm doing this in basically celebration of The Sims 4 becoming free. It starts on the 18th of October and then it's free forever, I believe, after that. And so I thought it would be fun to do a variety of different base game builds. A lot of them are going to be for my other series, which is the renovating base game series, because I still have so many builds that are base game that need to be renovated. And as part of that series, I'm using only base game to renovate them. So I thought it was kind of befitting to merge two of these series together. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you guys are excited to see some base game builds. That's why I was quiet last week. I pre-recorded for my mother to come visit. She visited, she left, and then I got back to work and I thought about what I wanted to do, and I really thought that doing something in celebration of The Sims 4 becoming free would be something that I wanted to do. And so I just sat down and I started building, and I built 7 things. So that means every day of the week, which is something I haven't done before. I've never tried to upload every day for any period of time. Usually I just build what I can and upload when I can, and I just kind of keep it going that way. And sometimes that's why there's breaks here and there, maybe like a few days or a week, and that's just because something came up and I couldn't get a build done, or maybe I have builder's block, which is of course the worst. But yeah, I'm actually really proud of myself that it only took me a couple of days. But I really think that has to do with like the limitations I set of it being only base game, because I feel like, sometimes having like endless options basically with the entire catalog, and especially when it comes to CC, like having all of those options is as good as having like 0 options, if you guys get what I mean. And so limiting myself really helped me get these builds put together. And so now I'm going through and I'm editing them and I'm voicing them over. And so I'm very excited about it. If you are on my Patreon page, then you guys will be the first to hear about it. I'll be sharing, or well, I guess it has already happened, but screenshots and of course early downloads as I've been doing to my builds recently. So I really appreciate those of you guys that are over there. It really means a lot to me and it's very, very helpful. But yeah, anyways, as you can see, the shape of the house is coming together. This is the first build that I did for this 7 Days of Base Game series. And yeah, it's just a like suburban family home. I built it here in Newcrest. I really just wanted it to be like a very generic family home. And so I tried just to make it look, suburban-y. I tried to just give it pretty minimal personality, to be honest. Like I didn't want to create it for any specific Sims, at least the adult Sims. The kids have a little bit more personality with like basically just like the color schemes in the room. I did a blue room and a pink room, which is, I know, very original and super creative, but the base game just has so many good options for blue and pink kids room decorations, and so I wanted to do that. And then the rest of the house is pretty much green and brown, and there's just a lot of base game options with those as well. And also there was just some items that I haven't really used very often, like the wallpaper that I used throughout the entire house I haven't really used, and so that kind of spurred on the entire color scheme. And then also the window flower boxes that I chose, I don't think I've really used this particular color swatch that often. For the longest time we had like maybe 4 swatches, I think, to those, maybe less, no, maybe 4. I think we had like the 4 different colors, and then like maybe 1 like actual like planter that they sat in. But at some point we got a variety of different colors for those, and this is a green swatch, and then I also put the green door, so I guess maybe those spurred on the colors more than the wallpaper. But anyways, I really enjoyed the way the interior came together. I feel like it's very cozy and it looks like a base game interior, but it doesn't look like one that I've made before, which makes me happy, because I feel like with the base game and its limitations, things can start to look very similar to one another. But I really think this build and the other ones that I created look different, and I think there's a good variety. There's actually some community lots, and I haven't built a community lot in such a long time. I renovated the solar flare lounge and I turned it into a nightclub, because I don't know about you guys, but it does not feel like a lounge to me. It feels like a nightclub. And so I did that. And then also the Willow Creek Museum, which I have never renovated before. Even when I was still doing my renovating EA series, I never renovated it. So it's pretty exciting to me. In case you guys have never heard of that series, that's a series where I was renovating the builds created by EA or Maxis, and using like all of the packs to renovate them. And then now I've been doing a series called Renovating Base Game, which is kind of the same series, but limiting myself to using only base game. And so I've done a lot of like the same builds that I had renovated before. So it's kind of interesting to see the difference. And honestly, I think the base game ones are better. I feel like the simplicity of them actually is more appealing sometimes because they don't look as like messy and overly decorated, and they're probably way better for gameplay, to be honest, because sometimes I definitely get very like carried away when it comes to adding like clutter and as many like furniture items as I possibly can. And so these base game ones are definitely more simply decorated, and that's something that I've been trying to continue throughout my renovating base game series and as part of this week-long mini series, just trying to keep them more simply decorated and more in EA style. So hopefully they'll work better on lower end computers and really just run smoothly for gameplay and all that kind of stuff. So let me know if they do, but that's kind of what I was going for. Anyways, over here I put a few little planter pots and I filled them with flowers, and I need to remember to have my sim plant them so they'll be in the screenshots and yeah, be fully grown when you guys download this from the gallery. And then over here I'm putting a monkey bar thing for the kids to play on. There's also a hot tub in the back because at one point for like the Sims 20th anniversary, I think it was, we got that hot tub, which is pretty cool to have one as part of base game because up until that point we only had them with perfect patio. But yeah, it's a nice item, but as a 20th anniversary, it's not as exciting, so it kind of brings it down a little bit because of that. And then there on the front porch I added a chess table just to kind of give your Sims an activity to do. And then yeah, here I'm moving on to the interior, and this is when I find this wallpaper. So this wallpaper is just a very simple light green wallpaper, but I really don't think I have ever used it before. And I actually really liked it on this interior. I thought it paired nicely with the brown floors and the brown tile and just kind of like the furniture pieces that I use. And I picked out all of the wallpaper immediately, which worked out really nice for this build because sometimes I don't do that and I kind of try to figure it out as I go. But I think for this build, it worked out for the best. The garage, I really wanted to use a green wallpaper, but I felt like just like a paint or anything patterned would probably look a little weird in a garage, and so I tend to go for more like plastery materials, and the green option for the plaster was just too green. It wasn't as subtle as like this green I'm using here in the main living part of the house, and so I just went for a brown instead. So I felt like that was the best option. And then here in the living room, I was really trying my hardest to put the fireplace on the other wall, but it made the furniture layout so awkward, and it just felt like very closed in, and like your Sims wouldn't feel as like invited into the living space. Like it just didn't feel like it belonged in that orientation. So I moved the fireplace, and I'm really happy that I thought of that because it wasn't coming to me very quickly as I was like placing the furniture pieces. I was like, how can I place them to make them not feel so like closed in and awkward? And then I was like, oh yeah, move the fireplace. And so I'm really happy that I thought of it, and I'm surprised I didn't think of it in the first place. So I just thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, I really liked using these brown couches. This is another thing that I don't think I've ever really used. I've of course used these couches in base game builds a lot because they're like just like the most basic looking couch, but I don't really think I've ever used them in that dark brown swatch, and I actually really like them with the green, and I felt like it just, I don't know, it looked kind of cozy in a way, and I like the way it came together. So yeah, I was very happy with that. And then over here is going to be the dining room. The dining room is very green because I used green curtains, green walls, and green chairs, and green decorations, and a green rug, and it's just very green, but I like it. I don't know, there's a lot of green options with base game, and so I just kind of utilized those, I guess, and went all out with it. But I really do like it. Of course, it would be easy to switch it up and maybe change a few of the swatches if it's too green. I think that would be pretty easy to do. So yeah, anyways, over here it's going to be the kitchen. The kitchen, I really wanted to have like this large island in the center, and I could have made it work probably if I would have deleted some of the counters along one of the walls, but I really like just like how full of counter space it was, because often my kitchens are so much smaller than this that I really don't have this much room to put this like these many counters. So I just kind of wanted to keep it that way, so I made the island smaller, but I think it works out nicely this way. And then I just filled it up with different appliances like a microwave, a coffee pot, and I think I get a dishwasher in here, perhaps. Maybe actually I don't place a dishwasher, but you could easily place one if you would like to. You might want to move the sink though, because I tend to like to put the dishwasher right next to the sink. Not that it really matters in The Sims, but it just makes me think of real life. Like if the dishwasher was, you know, even like just a few feet away from the sink, like it would be kind of annoying to carry the dishes over there every time you wanted to load the dishwasher. It's much easier to have it like immediately right next to the sink. And so I try to do that, but every once in a while I just don't have like the space for it where I want to put the sink, and I don't know, I do it anyways, but it just always feels a little bit awkward. But yeah, over here is going to be the little like back room leading to the back porch, and I decided that this would be a great space to put a like family computer, and so I just put a little desk in here. I think if I have laundry day, I might turn that into a laundry space. Well, I mean, I have laundry day, but you guys know what I mean. If I was using laundry day as part of this build, but then again, in the garage space might be a nice place to have the washer and dryer. I don't know, but anyways, over here is the garage. The garage was a little bit more difficult, I felt, to decorate just because there's really not great garage items from base game. I think this bookcase kind of looks nice in a garage because it looks like maybe there's some random storage and it looks a little bit more rustic and industrial, like something you might keep in a garage. And then there's some like nice boxes, and then of course the woodworking table, and then I think also exercise equipment's nice to have in a garage. But really, other than that, it's kind of hard to make it feel like a realistic garage, but I still think it turned out to be nice. And then over here is going to be the downstairs bathroom. There's two full bathrooms in this build, so one upstairs and one downstairs, and they are both pretty much identical because I end up copying over this bathroom and just placing it right in its place because they were the same size and in the same location, so it just worked out. All I had to do was move like one or two things because of the placement of the doors. And then over here is going to be the upstairs landing area. I just put a couple of decorations, really very simply decorated, just some artwork, a nice side table with a few decorations on it, and then here I'm copying over the bathroom like I was talking about and just shuffling a couple of things around, and then adding some toothbrushes to the upstairs bathroom because, yeah, I imagine the Sims all brush their teeth in this bathroom and not the downstairs one. And then there I just quickly picked out the wallpapers. I really wanted the parents' bedroom to match the rest of the build, so I picked a green wallpaper and then chose green and brown furniture to decorate it. There's like a few white pieces of furniture that I incorporated throughout the build, which I felt like kind of broke up from the so like matchy color scheme that I was going for, so I brought some of that in here. And then, yeah, I just added some simple decorations. Over here I have a side table with some flowers and a radio and a nice little picture frame. I love that picture frame, by the way. I use it in like almost every single build, but I just feel like it works so nicely, and I really wish that we had more picture frames that just had like a sim or two in it, or even just some like simple abstract art would be really nice. I know we can like take pictures and set them on surfaces as part of like, you know, gameplay, and you could store them in your in your inventory, and then you could place them if you would like to. I guess you could save them in a room. That's more what I was thinking. But anyways, you could save them and you could place them in your build as you're building, but you can't use move objects with them, so you have to place them wherever they snap to, and honestly most things do not have great snapping points, and so that's why I never use them. But anyways, over here is going to be the blue room. So it's blue and green, mostly blue though, but I wanted to use this base game bed and use most of the matching furniture pieces that go along with it, so like this chair and this bookshelf, and then there's the toy box. I also added a the science table, the experimentation table. What is that actually called? I'm not really sure, but anyways, I placed that in there. And then over here is going to be the pink bedroom. So the pink bedroom pretty much is kind of the same concept. I used this base game bed and just used all of the matching swatches. So the side table and this rug is so cute. I love the unicorn on it, and then also the unicorn stuffed animal. And then basically I just picked out artwork that I thought went along with the theme, and then I thought that this dresser also worked really nicely and it fit in this little nook perfectly. And then I added these shelves, and I thought they were so cute, and they were like so colorful, and yeah, I don't know, I really adore these like really matchy bedrooms. I think they're so much fun to decorate, and I think they look so cute for like a little kid's room. And then here I'm just kind of shuffling things around, trying to figure out like the right placement of like the toy box and the dollhouse and the stuffed animal. And then I added this bookcase, which was so perfect, and yeah, I just thought it matched so nicely. But anyways, this is it for the build. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you guys are looking forward to my 7 days of base game mini series. And so yeah, every day of the week this week, expect a new base game build. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
You feel misunderstood. Say what's the remedy? Would be like my